Yeah, it's great. Obviously, brings a lot to our team offensively, defensively wise, and it brings a lot in our locker room as well. So it's going to be great to see him back out there with us, and it's going to bring a lot of energy.
Hey, Mitch, your game is going really well right now. But when you wake up in the morning, what do you think about improving?
What do I think about what?
Improving your game as well as it's going.
I think you can always improve. Just overall, just trying to keep bringing the same energy, keep bringing the same. Try to bring the same energy every single game. It is hard to do that, but just want to try and help out as much as you can defensively, offensively, special team wise. So I guess for me, it's just trying to always look and try to see what you can do, or try to see what plays you could have made that you didn't.
From a defensive standpoint, the reps you were getting earlier in the year, like at even strength when playing on the back, did that kind of help in the transition of moving to the back on the power play?
I don't think so. I loved playing D as a kid, to be honest. I trained a lot backward skating and stuff like that, but I was better at forward and better at skating forward than I was backwards, so that's kind of how the ultimate decision was made. But I think it's just nice that you can kind of see the ice very well. You can see the guys, you kind of see the penalty killers, what they want to do, and you kind of know beforehand. So for me, it's just trying to read off of that and trying to see what I can make happen for our guys to get the best opportunities towards the net.
Does this building take you back to your OHL days a little bit?
Yeah, it's cool. It was great to be in here yesterday skating and kind of see that vibe, what it's going to be like. So I'm sure this barn will be rocking. It's always rocking when 34 comes back to this town, and it's always a fun game. But we got to take this very seriously. This team's been rolling over there, and they've won some games against some very good opponents. So they've taken a lot of points from us in the last couple of years and this year in general. So we got to make sure we come back to get those.
Is it important for you guys to practice on the same rink that you're playing on, like considering you've never been here before?
I don't think so. I don't think that matters. I don't know why it got changed or anything like that, but I don't think that matters a whole lot.
What are your early impressions of Dryden Hunt as a guy?
Yeah, good. He's a nice player out there. He's made some good plays. I think Holmberg, playing with him, he's seemed like a really special player so far. And playing with him, I think you just got to get open and you can get the puck in some really good areas. And I think he's not afraid to get himself in the net and make some big tips, hold some guys up, and get second opportunities. That's what he was doing in practice yesterday, and he looked good. But his energy's been great, and it'll be great to see him back out there with us for the first time.
Holmberg's pretty smart, eh?
Holmberg's great.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
Positionally, that sort of.
He's a stud. That's all I'm going to say. He's a stud.
What ran through your mind when you first walked into this building, this setup?
Honestly, it reminded me a lot of my college days, and it looks like a great college barn, and the facilities are actually really nice. So we're excited to get out there.
Is there, watching college hockey is such a unique atmosphere. Is there anything really like college hockey atmosphere, these college hockey barns, even if it has a little bit of that element to it?
Yeah. Obviously for the college games, you have the student section. I don't know if we're going to have a whole lot of that tonight, but just the intimacy of the atmosphere, and I'm sure it'll be a packed house, and fans will be right on top of you.
Do you sense that Austin gets a little more geared up for these homecoming games?
For sure. I know he loves coming home and seeing family and everything like that. So I think he likes being here.
How does the addition of Bo help you guys this year?
He adds a lot offensively. He's a big part of our power play. He's a big part of our, transition play and puck movement up ice. And we're really excited to get him back.
What's worked so well with him, Justin? You guys have just come together as like a unit.
Yeah, I think it's just been a team commitment to defense, really. And when we have the support from the forwards like we've had, in addition to great goaltending, it makes our job a little bit easier.
What are your early impressions of Dryden Hunt here as he's joined the team?
I played against him a little bit in the American League. I know he's a physical player, good skater, but good offensive abilities as well. So, we're excited to get him in the lineup tonight, and I'm sure he's happy too.
Yeah, excited. It hasn't been a long time, but feels like a long time coming, I guess. So you just want to get the first one out of the way, make a good first impression, and just kind of build off that.
Has it been difficult to wait? I think it's been like 10 days or something since the trade.
Yeah. With the break, it hasn't felt as long, I guess. But it'll be nice to, like I said, get the first one out of the way. Get a bit anxious, as time goes on. You just want to make a good first impression, like I said, and help the team win. They've been playing really well, so a little bit anxious, but excited.
In some ways, like it's not that people don't welcome the break, but in your unique case, that it was a kind of disruptive. You're learning all these things, and then you kind of have to push pause on it.
Yeah, it would have been nice not to have the break and just kind of keep going. I went to I flew from Toronto or from Colorado to Toronto and flew back west. So it was a weird time, but the break happened and I'm here now and just excited, I guess.
Kind of crazy that going back to Colorado might be like your second game as a Leaf and already you're back there. Like, what kind of feelings do you have around that?
I don't know if it's like as big as a deal as you think. I was only there for a couple months, so it's just definitely a weird time going back right away. I was only there a couple weeks ago, so yeah, it's different, but I think it's just another game for me.
After you process the trade, were you kind of able to look like, okay, I kind of see where this makes sense. This team needs some of the things that I bring, in that regard.
Yeah, no, I think the team was been playing great without me, but you start when you watch a couple games and look at the lineup and kind of see where you fit and what the team needs, and I try and bring that energy and that reliable guy that can kind of change momentum when need be. So you think about that a little bit, but I just kind of want to chip in where I can.
And then you knew Bunting. Is there anyone else you knew?
I knew Malgs.
Oh, you knew Malgs.
And I didn't know I got traded from Malgs right away, so I was excited, to be back with him. But it's weird.
Did you call him?
No, I didn't call him actually, because I found out before that. But I just knew Bunts. I knew Morgan a little bit from I went to Notre Dame.
Okay.
So he was there that year, so knew him a little bit. But just a couple of guys, so still get to know everybody.
Had you stayed in touch with Morgan at all?
Not really. I mean, you say hi to him on the ice and stuff like that. He's a great guy, though, so it wasn't hard, rekindling that with him.
Does it kind of help knowing at least a couple of guys?
Yeah, I mean, it does for sure. It's not a lot of guys by any means, but Morgan is a big part of this team, and so is Bunce. So to be, have that connection with those guys is it's nice, I guess.
What stands out to you in the few practices you had with Pontus Holmberg? Mitch refers to him as a stud player. Kind of no one really knew a lot about him coming in, but he's kind of stabilize that.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about him either, and just watching him the last couple of games, he's a pretty special young player. I mean, it's pretty subtle the things that he does out there, but you can tell he's got all the tools and makes great plays out there. He's confident with the puck, and that's all you can ask for a fourth-line guy. You just want to play confident. You don't want to dumb the game down too much. You still want to make plays out there, so it'll be fun to play these two guys, man.
How would you describe the culture and the mood around this team compared to other teams you've been around?
Yeah, I was saying this to someone else. I mean, it's definitely first-class organization. I think when the first day I got here, I just kept meeting new staff and new people. And
there's a lot of staff, right?
Yeah, and it's just there's just no shortcuts here. Everybody is in it for one goal, and whether it's the trainers, the coaches, staff, even the media guys, everybody's kind of in it for that one goal, and it's pretty special to be here and be a part of that, I guess.
Put pressure on yourself to contribute a little bit offensively. I mean, I know you have a history of doing that in other leagues.
Yeah, I think you always want to contribute, whether you're on the first, second, third, fourth line. I don't think it's as expected on the fourth line, but whenever that fourth line can chip in and take a little bit of that weight or stress off the top guys, I think it's huge. So you want to put a bit of pressure on yourself to contribute where you can.
I talked to a couple people in New York, and they're saying that you excelled in your little stint with Panarin. How would you describe that experience, moving up the lineup there?
Yeah, that was special. As a guy like me, you don't always get that opportunity. Depending on who you ask, I think it was a good 20, 25 games. I think some people didn't really see the bigger picture of it, but it was exciting. He's a world-class player and does a lot of good things. So for a guy like me to kind of go up there and create space for him, and Ryan Strome was a good player too. So it was a lot of fun kind of playing in that role for the time I did.
Sheldon, what made now the right time to give Dryden Hunt a try?
I just think coming off a practice day here, and you don't want a guy sitting for too long. The break itself is disruptive for all the players. So coming back, I think it just makes sense for us to get him involved.
What's the message to Morgan as he makes his return?
No message really, other than just be excited to go out and play. he's a veteran player. He's played a long time. And, he doesn't need to be spoken to too much.
Sheldon, just your thoughts on Greg Morrison recognition there on the All-Star game with the Marlies last night. The job that he's done in preparing those players that when they step into your lineup is not being missed.
Yeah, it's terrific recognition for not just Greg, of course, but the entire staff.
Right.
The Marlies. It's a team effort for something like that to occur, but certainly Greg has led the way, and it's been his time in the AHL. Not unlike my time in the NHL, but even more so in the AHL has been disrupted and turbulent with COVID and everything like that we've been going through. But that team this season's gotten off to a great start and hasn't really looked back. And you can look at the success that we've had as a team despite the injuries and point to the readiness of the players that have been coming from the Marlies to be able to step in and have it be seamless. And that's through Greg's attention to detail and his work with our staff in the off season and the job that he's done since they've begun there. So that's terrific. And then anytime we're well aware of the disruption that's happened here with our injuries, but that trickles down. It hasn't disrupted the Marlies either. They just continue to find ways to succeed. So it's a credit to him and the staff for the job they've done.
Players seem pretty excited about playing here, kind of a unique atmosphere. How do you expect the crowd being right on top of them might affect the game or the emotions of the game?
I mean, it remains to be seen. Obviously it's different, but I think it's going to be it's a little more intimate, of course, and should make for a little more intensity to the whole thing. It'll be interesting to see how many Leaf fans are here tonight and what that might do for the atmosphere. But I think, as I've said, since we've come back from the break here, there's a general excitement and great spirit about our group. You can tell that even just a short break has rejuvenated them, but also, as you can hear right now, they just like being around each other. So getting back together is great, and then you come here, in Arizona, and of course it's Austin's hometown, and there's some excitement for him, and then as a result, our team around that too. So all that is present, of course, but puck is going to drop, and you got to compete. That's really what it comes down to.